My friends, soul tribe reading. Let's see what we'll get up to. Let's see what crazy shenanigans we'll get up to today. We're so wild over here, talking about self-love and growth and things like that. It's so wild. Anyway, interesting. I didn't even notice that we have one act Aries, magician energy right away on the bottom. Interesting. I haven't used this deck in so long. And when I was looking at my shelf today, this is the one I felt drawn to for soul tribe readings. So we'll see what comes out. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm having an issue with my eye. I feel like I have something in my eye, but I'm sure it'll go away once I start reading. So let's see what we need to hear today. Let's get into it. I hope you're doing well. We have solar flares activate. I'm not sure if, oh my gosh, my eye is starting to water. What's going on? I'm not sure where you are, if you'll be able to see it, but apparently there's like a meteor shower on the 11th and the 12th of August, and you better believe I'm going to be looking up. Anyway, let's see what this solar flares is about. I'm trying to see if my eye is going to calm down. 17 star energy. Star. Wishes. Activate. The sun's surface is always rolling, a flare that can flash brightly on the surface or become a coronal mass ejection, many times the size of the earth, that shoots out charged particles. Interesting. Sorry, I was just getting the card. When these particles head towards the earth, not only are our electronics disrupted, but also our politics heat up as we question old systems and grow hungry for new answers. The volume turns up on all astrological activity. High peaks of solar activity were recorded around the French Revolution, the American Revolution, and during the mid-1960s times, when people fought the status quo and sought revolutionary change. Change is in the air. A flare of energy supports your work. The mood is restless, sparky, revolutionary, and curious. It's so interesting because that's exactly how I'm feeling today. I'm feeling almost like something's about to happen or something's shifting. Like I'm seeing that card, a change in the wind. Shout out to anybody who knows what Nell is. Change or tree in the wind, tie in the wind, tie in the wind. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, you friends, I'm trying not to say people, are so sweet. The comments, you were like, I missed you. I was only gone one day. But do you know how that makes me feel? Like I just feel so connected to all of you. You're all so sweet. Anyway, even the ones who were, somebody was like, who's this friend you keep talking about? If it's a romantic interest, why are you keeping it from us? It was like, I'm not, they thought that when I talk about my friend, that's like I'm covering up and I'm talking about a romantic partner or something. And they made some kind of comment like, I just don't understand your situation. But it's my situation. It's not for you to understand. It is my friend, if you must know. It's a friend that it's like doesn't even, it's not, it is a friend. And she's been my friend for a while. Since we both had kids, and we had like a falling out for like 5 years. And then we became friends again. It's so interesting. Can I just talk about projection? And when people think that someone is being sneaky or lying or hiding something, it's a projection, okay? That's a projection that you have. Like I'm not trying to trigger anyone, but I am not a deceitful person. I am like vulnerable and real AF on my channel. I tell you guys a lot. And no, that's not my sneaky way of talking about a romantic interest. That's just actually my friend that I'm talking about. You know, we used to be best friends. Now I don't know what it is. Anyway, if you are suspicious that someone's being manipulative or, again, I'm going to trigger people by saying this. If you are suspicious and projecting that outward, that says something about you inwardly. I'm telling you. And again, I'm not trying to trigger you. But I've been around people who know how. I've been around people who project that kind of stuff. And usually it says something about what's inside of you, not me. Anyway, it really was just my friend. And yeah, my situation is complicated. Somebody said, I don't understand why you don't talk about your counterpart more. I do in counterpart readings. I also, my counterpart is a person, and I respect, my own and their privacy. Anyway, I'm pretty vulnerable, but this person, I just felt like saying, if you think that says more about you than me, okay? It is just my friend. Like, there's no, with me, what you see is what you get. I am so simple. Someone once said to me, oh, what did they say? I'm not made for this world. And they said something about subtext, subcontext, something. And they were like, it's more about what you're not saying. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, subtext. And I'm like, what is subtext? And they explained it to me. I still don't know. And no, I didn't mean anything by my unspoken words. I mean exactly what I say. I'm just that simple. And anyway, I usually find when, even for myself, you can project that stuff outwardly. So like if you think someone's lying and being manipulative, maybe it's because that's reflecting something about you back at you. Again, I know I'm going to trigger people when I say that. When I trigger people, people get interesting in my comment section. And just, again, I'm usually vulnerable with my friends here. I think it has to do with the 8-8 portal and that I'm not supposed to take any of it with me. But for the past 2 days, the people in my comment section, it's like, I don't know what's going on. It's like people are being triggered by their ego or challenged, and they're coming into tarot readers' comment sections, all comment sections. It's making me like, first of all, it's really sad. But it also, it affects other people's energy. I was thinking about it. I was watching this person on TikTok who has been put in like many institutions because they are very emotional, and they've been put in boarding schools. And I was genuinely curious. My health is a priority. That's your affirmation. I was genuinely curious about this person because I was drawn to their soul. And the comment section was so mean. Like, it was just so mean. And I started thinking about how hatred and negative energy spreads like a disease. Just think, if everybody just reflected for just 1 little minute before putting a hurtful comment in somebody's comment section, if we all did that, we could change the world. Like, we could stop that hatred. Anyway, I came across another person who said they were a content creator on TikTok, and somebody left them the exact same comment that they left me. I swear it was the same person. I don't know what kind of content that content creator created, but it was like word for word the same paragraph, which made me even wonder, like, are there bots out there trying to bully us? Like, I know that sounds weird, but it was the same paragraph, like word for word. And it was, I can't even listen to you because of that lisp. It's terrible. And somebody commented on my lisp one day, which becomes very pronounced in some readings, depending on what collective I'm channeling. But anyway, this creator made a post and she was like, I wasn't even aware that I had a lisp until this person started telling me I had a lisp, and now I can't even create content without worrying about it, and I overthink about it and I obsess over it. And I felt bad for that person. Anyway, I wish I could change the world. I'm trying. I've always wanted to change the world. I've always been like, sense of justice, Libra rising. I'm like, But seriously, anyway, I don't even know what my point was. But maybe you're feeling the energy. Maybe your ego's getting to you, and not in a way that you're leaving comments in other people's comment sections. But maybe you're questioning things. Maybe you're questioning the journey. Maybe you're questioning spirituality. I don't know. This portal feels a little messy to me. Like it feels a little messy. So let's see what comes out for you. I wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about nothing. We have Capricorn, achieve. Interesting. The first card out was 1. This is 10, 1, 1. Beautiful. Capricorn, achieve. Sometimes the state of the world, I feel it, I can't help but feel it. And it's just, like, seriously. It's pouring rain and I'm feeling very sad all of a sudden. I don't know why I feel the need to mention this. Trigger warning. It's about a child. But I also read a story this morning about a kid who was bullied in school and isn't here anymore. All because of bullying. All because of hurtful words. All because of he had glasses and his teeth were crooked. That's what I mean about the state of the world, the hatred in the world. I just feel like sometimes I'm not made for this world. Anyway, I don't know what that has to do with anything. I just felt that boy is in my heart today. Hang on. I'm such a sensitive soul. I really am. Like, I am so sensitive. Anyway, my heart goes out to that soul. And that's, why I do this. That's why once I discovered, like, I got into tarot because of my counterpart journey. Like, that's how I found tarot. And then once I found tarot, I realized that it's about so much more. And that's why I do this, is to, I want to battle some of that darkness with light. And anyway, my heart goes out to that sweet, sweet soul. My book is upside down. Achieve. I have memories of watching, this has nothing to do with anything, but I have memories of watching Titanic in the theater and feeling like I can't even think about that movie without becoming emotional. And I remember sitting in the theater like as an empath, like I didn't know I was an empath, but feeling all the feelings, like feeling all the emotions of the stuff that was happening in that movie. And I remember like I barely made it out of that theater and I kept a straight face all the way home in the car, and then I went into my bathroom and I like cried my little heart out. Anyway, Capricorn asks us to dive deep into the sea of collective consciousness to find a worthy dream and then act on it and walk it to the mountaintops. Capricorn, the cardinal earth sign, is ruled by Saturn. Its symbol is a mergoat, half sea creature, half mountain goat. And the sign is connected to our bones and knees, the equipment we use to climb stairs and achieve our goals. The sun shines in Capricorn December 21st to January 20th. This situation, whatever this situation is that you're thinking about, remember that there's activation right now, solar flare activation. You had number 1 about act, so acting towards something you've been, thinking about pursuing, which is coming out a lot in my readings in the Soul Tribe. This situation needs a good, healthy structure, foundations upon which you can solidly build. Capricorn imbues ambition and drive, determination, willpower, and precision. When used with integrity, these qualities culminate in the gift of leadership. The Mergoat reminds us to dive into spirit, into the dream world, get a vision for the good of all sentient beings, then do the work needed to manifest it. Find motivation, set a goal, and build with integrity. Mountain goats climb easily up and down, but aren't as comfortable on flat terrain. Capricorn energy can leave you depressed when you feel flat and see no progress. If you can't fish, mend the nets. Look for what can be done now and make it a project. Make short-term plans that take you to medium-term goals and help you climb your mountain over time. Celebrate each step. So what I was talking about, there's this energy, if you can't fish, mend the nets. So there is this energy of like wanting something to happen or waiting for something to happen. The anticipation just of the energy of something going to happen. And when you're in that anticipation, it's meaning something's about to happen. Your soul can feel it. Anyway. Capricorn encourages you to practice skills and develop spiritual disciplines. Learn to control yourself, not others. Lead rather than dictate. Look for guidance from elders or experts. And know your personal authority. Develop confidence through your portfolio. Observe and savor what you think you can't do, what you can or can't do. Now, observe and savor not what you think. I'm missing a word there. Not what you think you can or can't do, but what you've actually done. Keep an eye on power dynamics. Without integrity, Capricorn ambition can enable gross manipulation. Control a tendency to become controlling or manipulative when feeling anxious. Do not fall in love with others' competence. Let it inspire your own. And the gift, wisdom grown over time and through mature experience, is a gift of Capricorn, as is connection to the spiritual traditions and disciplines that offer a sound foundation for evolution. All right, so let's see what else we have to hear. We have dignified, strength, 13. Interesting. And we see some sort of gate or portal and a staircase, ascension. That's a purple throne. That's a purple throne. I'm saying it like that means something. What it means to me is, first of all, it's a throne. So I'm seeing, mastery or queen, king energy. It's also purple, which is connected to the third eye chakra. Anyway, that's why I was like, a purple throne. Strength. So let's see what this says for you. For us. A planet is at its strongest when it is essential or accidentally dignified in a sign or placement that aligns with its nature and adds strength. For example, Mars is the most Mars-like when in Scorpio or Aries, the two signs it rules, or in Capricorn, which is a strong sign of leadership. A dignified planet is like the soccer player who happens to be out front and free in the exact right place to receive a pass. Action. Your voice matters. Trust that you are what's needed here in this moment. You are in your element and at the right place at the right time, so you have an advantage, but it's up to you to make the choice and run with the ball. Dodge the obstacles and look for the opportunities that are just beginning to emerge. Have faith in yourself. You have what it takes, even if you don't know it yet. It is up to you to tap into your potential and find the resources within. It's true. Nobody else is going to be able to point out your potential or give your potential to you on a silver platter and say, go for it. You have so much potential. Well, maybe some people can, what's the word I'm looking for? Encourage you. Anyway, I always say, if you're waiting for somebody to tell you that you have the potential and that you can do do it all. That's you. You're the one. You're the one that has to believe in your potential. You're the one that needs to climb that stair to the throne. Nobody else can carry you up those stairs. That's a journey that you have to make. That's a gate that you need to walk through, is what I'm hearing. Play to your strengths, use your contacts, sing the song that best fits your voice. Do so with humble respect for the process. This situation is strong enough for you to fulfill your potential without stepping on another person to get ahead. The wind is with you, but will not do the work for you. Take the lead, do your work, and bring your team along with you. The challenge, it may be tempting to take over. Yes, it's time for you to shine, but bring everyone along with you rather than dominate them, or you may be left high and dry once this game is over. Gift, for weeks, whatever that means. It just says gift, so I don't know what that means. Why does it say gift in each description? Let's see. Does it say? Let's look. I don't think it says. I don't know what the gift symbolizes. It just says, I know you can't see it because it's backwards, but it says the challenge and then the gift. So that's what I'm reading, just so you know what it is. For weeks, months, and lifetimes, you have prepared for this moment. The muscles you've built in body and soul and the understanding you have accrued are needed here at this time and place. Some lovely person, I think it was in my soul tribe reading, asked me if I knew if I've ever looked into Urfin. Is that how you pronounce it? I do know what that is. I have looked into it. I know someone that has it. When I was a photographer, I even tried to mention it to one of my clients who had, their son was very sensitive to light and having their sunglasses off. And I tried to mention it to them, but it just went, right over their head. That's okay. But anyway, yeah, I have heard of it. Thank you. I don't take offense to that. Let's just get one more card. Spirit's telling me one more. We have resources. 40. Look at that. That's beautiful. Second house. I've done that twice today in this reading. 2 times I've opened up to the card. If your chart was a village map, I'm still learning about houses and birth charts and things like that. It's on page 96. Interesting. So if you guys follow numbers, you can look that up. Today when I was driving, I was behind a car that had 9696 on it, which I took note of. If your chart were a village map, your second house would hold your bank, museum, and warehouses. It symbolizes what you value, such as your body and your relationship to the material world. The second house also describes, is that an affirmation? It's not. Every time I start doing a soul tribe reading, my friends who are in the soul tribe start messaging me. I'm not even kidding. Every day. It happens every day. It's like they can feel my energy. They can. Where was I? The second house also describes that phase of infancy when you're just discovering that you have a body, toes and fingers, and that you can taste and smell. I seek inner peace through this storm of life. Let's repeat it. Explore how you feel. Action. Explore how you feel about money. So many people on the spiritual path have mixed feelings about money, their bodies, and possessions, drawn to abundance and at the same time wrestling with guilt or discomfort around desire. This approach, avoidance, conflict around the material world can make it hard to focus your efforts, and it may send out mixed signals until the universe doesn't know how to respond to help you. The second house asks you to build a clear and congruent message about your relationship to your resources that you can stand behind with integrity. Matter is our sacred vessel for spirit. Explore your attitude towards your first resources, your own body and sensuality. Look for that place of balance where you honor and respect your physical form, as well as the importance of the soul that inhabits it. Invest your energy towards what you value. This is where you can be a resource to others and where you can get paid. Clean up your act in the material world, clean closets, pay bills, deal with the other practical things that might appear mundane, but can be a sacred act of aligning the soul to the surroundings. Integrity creates a welcoming ground for bounty. Come up with a clear, integrated message to radiate out, and then back that up with action. Challenge. What you see is not all there is. If you are looking for emotional and spiritual satisfaction in your stuff, it will never be enough because it never quite scratches that itch. It never quite fills that void. Sorry, I lit candles before I started this reading, and I'm just noticing the pink one has burned to nothing. Your skills, your resources, and your interests can all be sacred if you make an offering of your intention and engage your work for the benefit of all sentient beings. So this is like, to me, this is another energy that perhaps you have a gift that you could be putting to use for financial abundance. And I don't mean that in this, like it talks about spiritual people worry about being greedy and things like that. I always tell people, if you're doing it for money, that's not the right purpose. Do it for your soul. But this is also saying that it feels like some kind of gift you have, you can offer the world and get paid for doing it. My higher self knew something was up with me, because I remember right before, it was like right around the time I found tarot, I almost enrolled in like a life coach course on how to be a life coach so that I could help people, because I really wanted to help people. Anyway, and when I went to enroll in that life coach course, something happened in the checkout where I couldn't do it, or I had to I'm not sure if it would go through with my card. So then I was like, oh, I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to talk to my partner about it. And it was just like a wall went up. It was like Spirit didn't want me to do it because I was supposed to be doing this, I think. Anyway, you have a gift that you're meant to be sharing with the world that's meant to bring you abundance. And these cards are talking about acting on it. Whatever that is, whatever that gift is you have. I keep thinking, I really want to learn more about Reiki, or however you pronounce it. Maybe I should learn how to pronounce it. And I know now, I know what that is. I know it's because down the line, when the time allows, or when the timing is right, I'm going to be doing Reiki. I know it because I feel that within me. Just like you have a gift you're supposed to be sharing with the world. And that card yesterday was kind of saying, like our reading yesterday was kind of like, you're sitting on this. This is a thing. This is what you want to do. And yet you're sitting on it because of fear, because, well, I'm just going to wait for the right timing. It might never be the right timing. Things might never line up in the physical enough for you to feel like it's the right time. Sometimes you just have to take that leap, if that makes sense. Anyway. So that's what I have for you there. Now, for some reason, I also grabbed this deck. They're not similar decks, but Spirit told me to grab it, so I grabbed it. It's called Goddess Power. Again, I don't make the rules. I just do what Spirit tells me. We have Mastery on the bottom. How interesting. Because, to me, this hand with the crystal ball is very, giving me that card vibes. Anyway, let's read it. 45, Mastery. 9, my favorite number. See, all my life, my favorite number was 9. People would say, why is 9 your favorite number? I have no idea. It's just 9. 9. It's 9. And in spirituality, what I've learned is 9 is my favorite number. 9 is about the inner self. It's about doing the work. It's about self-confidence. It's about evolution. It's about stepping onto your highest timeline. And all my life, I was like, I love the number 9. And now I get excited anytime I see a 9. Anyway, let's read it. stay. 45, not 25. I got glasses today. I decided that this was the year I was going to take better care of myself. So I'm getting everything, I finally went for an eye exam. I put that off for far too long. Like I think I told you guys that recently when my intuitive abilities leveled up, my eyesight leveled down, like my physical 3D eyesight. It was like my third eye got sharper and these ones got blurrier. I'm not even kidding. Anyway, empowerment. I don't know why I'm reading this to you. Spirit told me to do it. Mastery is a genuine sense of effortless knowledge after a period of dedicated immersion. The Hindu goddess Saraswati, I know I'm mispronouncing these, asks you to enter her domain of art, language, knowledge, music, and poetry and make this commitment to go the distance. Go the distance! Hercules, go the distance. I will go the distance. I love my jukebox brain. I love it. Immerse yourself, body, mind, and spirit in discovering all aspects of what is at hand. So you might not even know what is at hand. You might not even know what this gift is that you're holding in your hand. It might just be a seed right now that you don't even know what it is. And it's hidden within you for some of you. For others of you, because we're all on different timelines, you could know what this gift is. You could know what this apple is. You're an apple. You're not a tomato. Anyway. And this is giving me it's like we talk about, if you want to know what your soul path is, reconnect with your inner child, because your inner child knows what your dream is. Your inner child has the key. Where was I? I got so excited. Where was I? Right now, if you learn more. Right now, if you adopt the role of apprentice and are willing to devote your heart and mind to something, you will become a true master. Truth. Deep wisdom knows only continuous learning. No matter what question you've come to explore, the goddess Saraswati reminds you that the pursuit of mastery is never ending, so enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy every minute. Alignment message. Are you someone who begins things with great enthusiasm, but when you realize the scope of the situation, you move on to something else? And I'm not using ADHD as a label. That's not what this is about. I know how we all feel about the labels, and I keep saying it. I'm not sure I believe in those labels anymore. I'm not sure that we're just not spiritual and being labeled as neurodivergent. Anyway, that's a thing. It's called like, what's it called? Is it called hyperfocus? Or like, there's a word for it. It's not a special interest because you lose interest. It's like something you get hyperfixated on. And then once you see the scope of what needs to be done and how many steps there are, you like procrastinate. Sirens. I don't normally hear sirens in my readings. That's a sign of protection for you. That's beautiful. I don't ever hear sirens in my readings. It's because I live so far away from the city. Let's go back to where we were. I'm trying. Anyway, don't beat yourself up if you're someone who goes through that, Could it be that you're dealing with someone like this? Maybe you're dealing with someone like that. Ambivalence, how do you pronounce that? Is something to be careful of at this time, as you recognize you need more knowledge and energy than what you have to move forward competently. The goddess Saraswati reminds you that there are no shortcuts on this journey, and partial knowledge does not make you a master. But it also doesn't mean that you can't start moving forward, okay? Because I was someone who was like, well, I need to wait until I know this, and I know this, and I know this. And I kept putting it off, feeling like, well, when the time is right, I'll put myself out there. When I know all this, I'll put myself out there. And sometimes you have to make that jump before you know everything. And I've encouraged some people to do that, and I've watched them flourish. I've watched them start channels and slowly grow while they learn. We can grow as we go, is what I keep saying. So, what I mean by that is if there's something you're interested in pursuing, you know, a creative endeavor you're interested in pursuing, don't just, like, let's just use tarot as an example. Don't just think you can memorize each upright main word of tarot and start your own channel and then do the whole thing like that. It's an evolution, it's a journey. So if you are going to start and act and go for it, you have to be dedicated to continuing to grow and learn and be open to new ideas and new ways of doing things. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I just didn't want anybody to get conflicted because we have a message here of going for it. But then this one says, you know, partial knowledge does not make you a master. So don't just think you can have partial knowledge and start something and never grow any more than that. You have to, like I said, grow as you go if you're going to do this, whatever this is. In fact, your alignment task is to stop working in a scattered way. It's time for some deep diving into the subject of your inquiry to really get a command of the terrain. Offer the commitment of your time and energy, and you will feel the surge of power as you move in a more masterful role in all areas of your life. This is very Eight of Pentacles energy to me. Stick with it, keep learning, and keep practicing. Your heart commitment, your meditation, and your self-expression. Stay present to it all, and you will be glad you did. So even here, there's a message of you can do it. So let's get a card out of this deck for you. Keep going. What do we have? Okay. Come on now, Spirit. Spirit spat out 3 cards, and I just looked at them all. You saw me. Even though I was like, don't do it. Don't make eye contact. I made eye contact with all 3 of these cards. So we'll just talk about it. First, we have Hanged Man energy and patterns. So maybe you're reflecting on some of your own patterns right now. Maybe there was someone else you were dealing with that you had to reflect on their patterns. Somewhere in this reading, there was talk about learning to control what you can control and letting go of the things that you have no control over or the people. You can't control how someone else is going to act, react, heal. All you can do is take accountability for yourself and your own patterns. So you could be someone who's looking at your own patterns. We also have devotion. So I'm not quite sure what this card is about because I've never gotten it. But I do remember 24 came out in another card you had. So we have 2442. Look it up because earlier when I was listening to a Magnetize Yourself reading, the universe, something happened where I had to pause it, and I paused it on 2442. So I've seen that angel number twice today, so look it up. 2442. Look it up. I believe it talks about finding balance, I think. But anyway. And then we have the past. So with patterns, the past, and devotion, for me, there's a message of you being devoted on not repeating the past pattern. You know, you being devoted to yourself, choosing yourself. I'm seeing lover's energy where you choose yourself. I'm also seeing, you know, maybe you were devoted to someone. There's a secret card there. I shouldn't have looked at it. When I saw it, I shouldn't have looked at it, but there's a secret card here, healing. So what I was going to say before I saw that is it could have been in the past, you were very devoted in the past to someone that you were stuck in a cycle with that needed healing, you know? Anyway, interesting. That's Divine Masculine Energy 19. So we have 4 cards, so just, if you want to stay, stay. But I'm going to look at them all. If you want to fast forward, you can. This might be a little bit of a long one. I just realized that it's like an hour earlier than I usually record these, so it's like I have lots of time. Ellen of the Ways, patterns. Have you it's on page 44, so maybe you've seen that number as well. Fours are about stability and structure. Knowing your worth, I'm hearing. Have you noticed patterns in your life that lead to positive experiences? Oh, thank you for that reminder, Spirit. Whenever I see patterns, I immediately think of negative patterns, but there's also positive patterns that we can... Bless me. I had to sneeze and I didn't want to sneeze in front of you. Anyway, there are also positive patterns that we can make part of our daily routine. Anyway. Developing positive habits introduces new patterns into the fabric of reality and will support your dreams as they take form in the material world. It takes awareness and discipline to make this happen, but you can do it. It's time to allow the experience of new happiness. If you do, Ellen of the Ways, the Celtic goddess of paths and patterns, will show you a new way to your dreams. So if you're someone who has, a dream and your first thought pattern is negative, change that to you can do it. You can do it. You could totally do that. You'll be amazing. You'll be famous. Everybody will love you. Change your thought pattern into a positive one. It'll help propel you forward. Be your own cheerleader. I'll be your cheerleader, but help me out. help a tarot reader out. All manners of miracles are possible. Now is the time to build bridges across any divides with others that have temporarily separated you. Your path is clear. The way will be shown as you make new choices for your life with the goddess known as Ellen of the Ways as your happy guide. Beautiful. I'm going to read the alignment message as well, which I believe is the reversal, but let's just read it in case somebody needs to hear it. Familiar patterns 45, 9. Anyway. Familiar patterns show up when you fall asleep at the wheel of your life or when you expect things to be a certain way out of habit. Whatever conditions are reoccurring for you right now, you are being invited to see them as an opportunity to move beyond the limits of your expected disappointment or habitual behavior. If you do what you blah, 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 blah. My snowball words. Anyway, English. If you do what you have always done, then you can expect the same patterns to continue. Change the cycle. If you don't want to repeat a lesson or find yourself back on the same path with the same people, same conditions, and results, then you must choose to think, do, and be differently. The goddess known as Ellen of the Ways offers this alignment task. Make a commitment to change your way and choose to allow for new paths to be explored. It's time to look at your need to always wonder if the other shoe will drop and how you remain in familiar territory, even though you're not content. Ellen will show you the way out. You just need to want to follow. So for some of you, you could have broken free and healed from a pattern in the past from someone that you were devoted to. Just all those cards coming out together seems like that. I got to put out those candles. Hang on. Anyway, I had to blow out the candles or put them out. I didn't blow them out. I put them out. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that with all those cards coming out that way is it feels like you're healing from past patterns. Maybe you were devoted to someone that you had to end a pattern with, or it could have been that you had to be devoted to changing patterns from the past, The fact that we have healing the past and patterns also makes me think of healing generational trauma, breaking cycles, being devoted to being a cycle breaker. I think I've already talked about being a black sheep in this reading. Anyway. So that was patterns. Let's read devotion. Parvati. Shout out to any Survivor fans. All right, we have devotion. True commitment comes from wholeheartedly living in body, mind, and spirit. When the Hindu goddess Parvati, I have such a hard time saying that name, Parvati rises up to greet you, she is acknowledging you for your sincere devotion to personal growth. Yeah. With the world in so much turmoil, it's not easy to devote yourself to higher knowledge and a strong faith. But if you are to serve others by being a bearer of love, compassion, and light, you must recommit yourself every day, as unwavering in your devotion as Parvati was to Shiva and her goal of bringing peace to the world. Parvati asks that you find silence in daily meditation to contemplate your devotion, as well as your commitment to all life and to making this world a better place. Wasn't I just crying about making this world a better place? Anyway, imagine if we were all, doing our part. The world would change drastically, I think. The great goddess is present when you renew your devotion and make that relationship primary above all else. Then, in all areas of your life, your every choice will be in alignment and in service to this truth. When the goddess Parvati comes to visit, it is a beautiful sign that you are on the right track. That's beautiful. You're on the right track. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to read you the alignment message in case anybody is not feeling this energy, in case somebody's feeling in, more of their ego. I think it's important. The goddess Parvati comes to you to offer her help because blind faith in others isn't serving you, and devotion to something undeserving may be showing up in your life. And that's what I was talking about. Maybe you were devoted to something that wasn't serving you. Maybe you had your blindfold on. Maybe it took you a while to learn that lesson. Like I always talk about, it takes me sometimes so long to see the lessons. Anyway. Ask yourself, why are you so committed to someone or something you know deep down will fail you? Are you afraid of seeing things as they are? What if you let go and allow a higher force to guide you to the right people, places, and things that are in your highest good? Can you remember when the devotion to this ultimate spiritual partnership was reciprocated? Consider what happens when you place your attention only on money, status, ambition, and power. The world becomes narrow and you lose connection to a higher existence and your greater good. The goddess Parvati invites this alignment task. Get your spiritual life in order. Make prayer and meditation a part of your daily routine. Act as if you believe that what is for you won't go past you, and that what you must proceed will do so without your interference. You will be amazed at how everything falls into place. The goddess Parvati, see, I can't say it, reminds you that you are so loved and cherished. So for some of you, maybe you're holding on to things you shouldn't be holding on to. That's why I read both descriptions, because some of us are in different energy. We have the past. There's a huge message of healing from the past here. There are certain moments let's read it. I'm going to have to go to another part. There are certain moments within your personal history that hold great treasure for you now. When you examine your memories, which are the domain of the Greek goddess I don't even know how to say that. Nemesis? Is it Nemesis? Empowered wisdom is revealed. The lessons you find are like sacred talismans, contained within your past like fossils in amber, like Jurassic Park. Right now, you can trust your instincts that if something brings to mind your past, it is indeed a kernel of the old in the new. It indeed has a kernel of the... It indeed has, I'm going to say it again, it indeed has a kernel of the old in the new. This is an amazing opportunity to make informed choices and do things differently. Oh my gosh. So you could be having a test, is what I'm hearing. Interesting. This goddess has another powerful message for you. There are many choice points in life where you have the power to make beautiful changes and become more creative, empowered, and alive. Yes, sometimes memories that live in the cells of your body will trigger palpable fear, but you can move beyond your past to discover new territories, and a new vision of freedom will come to you. You won't see the past the same anymore, as wisdom replaces numb acceptance. The memories will change because you've changed. This freedom is gained by willingness and curiosity. Relationships become rich with potential, and all your natural choices will no longer fall into old patterns that are not serving you. The goddess Nemesine, I don't know how to pronounce it, wants you to experience this miracle. So, for those of you who are not feeling, empowered by your past, because once you learn from your past, it can empower you. So if you're someone who's not empowered by your past yet, then this is the message for you. Our stories can hold us hostage to a past that no longer serves us. The goddess of memories reminds you that running away from painful memories and pretending that wrongs haven't been committed does nothing to help you truly find meaning and purpose. Your alignment task is to stop and take inventory of the past and the stories that keep you tied to it and defined by it. I'm hearing that Moana, they have stolen the heart from inside you, but that does not define you. I just heard that. She calls you to be rigorously honest about the areas of your life where you have been wounded, as well as where you may have wounded others. Dig deep to uncover your unconscious biases and triggers. Know that it may be a messy experience as you surrender to the truth that you can't control the outcome or other people's reactions. When you are ready to make real shifts, what was I talking about? Giving up control over other people's reactions and healing and things like that. The world is changing, and to be a part of its glorious unfolding, you are being invited to do this deep work. I wish everybody would do the work. Miracles are waiting for you once you set yourself free and allow your memories of the past to lead you to the truth. Transformation comes with a price. Leaving some of your old self behind isn't easy, but it is necessary to become the one you have been waiting for. You're the love I've been waiting for my whole life. Remember, I keep saying that? You're the one you've been waiting for. You're the one you've been looking for. You're the one you've been trying to find. That's beautiful. Where was I? There we go. Summon your courage. This goddess will help you. You will rise up from this mess, and only beauty and strength will remain. You will rise up from the ashes, my phoenix. My little phoenixes. And then we have healing, 19. And then I'll stop. Healing. Gula. Is it Gula? I don't know. The Babylonian, is that how you say that? Goddess of medicine and healing has come to guide you as a blessing and for your well-being. You're being invited to address the areas of your life that need healing. Perhaps you have moved so quickly through your life that you've forgotten about self-care. Perhaps the stories you've told yourself about who you are need healing. We don't always see that we are hurting ourselves or others. Take heart, for Gula comes to... Yeah, that's the right one. Comes into your world as your ally, saying that now is the most auspicious time to focus on healing in all aspects of your life. Only good things will come of your actions here. In fact, now is also the perfect time for when you can be assured that you will heal rifts with others as well. Like, once you heal yourself, it's easier to heal your connections, in my opinion, or it's easier to, like, I'm just going to give you an example about my friend. My friend. Like, seriously, it's about my friend. I'll even say she. But years ago, or like, yeah, it was years ago, I was coming from a very hurt and wounded place, and I needed to heal something in myself when it came to feeling loved and seen and appreciated and things like that. And I didn't feel it within myself, so I started looking at other people to instill this feeling in me. And if they didn't, then they must be doing something wrong, and we'd have an argument. What was my point? I was trying to give you an example of how I was coming from a place of lack, and I was coming from a place of not knowing who I was, not feeling seen or wanted by myself. And then I projected that onto my friend, and I was like, you don't seem like you want to be friends with me. Like, you do this, you do that. We got into a huge argument. What was my point? I didn't see that I was hurting her by my own inner wounding. And, does she have inner wounding and has she hurt me? Sure. I mean, that's what happens. But as soon as I started healing myself, I noticed that the way that I behave in relationships, friendships, has drastically changed because I've taken that time to heal, or I'm taking that time to heal myself. I don't think we're ever done healing. But this talks about healing. And once you heal yourself, you can start to heal the connections you have with others. You may be also called to the path of a healer. Sorry. You may also be being called to be a healer. Hello. If so, the goddess Gula and me supports this wholeheartedly. You just need to be willing, respect others, and do no harm. Miracles will arise as if out of nowhere. And that's what started happening to me once I started being a light worker. It was like beautiful things started happening to me. Maybe beautiful things were happening to me before, but I couldn't see it. I wasn't awakened to it. Anyway, a song for you, Come Alive, from The Greatest Showman. I was listening to it with my kids today on the way home, and I was really feeling the lyrics. It was talking about, I'm not going back to the way I saw things before. Once you come alive, you can't go backwards. Once you wake up, you can't unawaken. Or maybe you can, I don't know. So for those of you who are not aligned or not feeling in alignment, here's how you can bring yourself into alignment. The goddess Gula calls you to recognize that you're running on empty. You have nothing left to give. You have reached the end of the road, and you must stop what you are doing and consider the implications of your actions run amok. Do you need to set better boundaries about your enthusiastic tendency to say yes to everything? People pleaser? Have you allowed others to drain you because you feel it's your job to listen, love them, and fix them? Do your close companions cling to their victim stories and continue to impose them upon you? Your alignment task is to step back and assess what is true and make new choices and maybe put yourself first. You will be glad you did. Just remember, it is sometimes the healing choice to take a break and only focus on you for a change. And you can't make anybody else heal. I've tried. You know that expression, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. Truth. You can lead somebody to healing. You can say, here's the door to healing, but you can't make them walk through it. They have to walk through by themselves. And I think I mentioned the other day, sometimes we need to walk through the door without them onto our own healing journey. Anyway. Anyway, it's also talking about maybe you're around lower vibrational energies, people who have a victim mindset. You know, when I still struggle with that. I feel like everybody I'm connected to in my life is in that type of victim mindset, victim mentality. Well, I can't do that because I can't do this, and I can't do that because of this. And I used to be there, and I'm not, you know, people make comments about how I must not know what suffering is or that I'm being insensitive, and that's not what I'm saying. But again, if you're being triggered by me saying you're in a victim mindset, it's because you're in a victim mindset. And when you're in a victim mindset, I'm not saying what you went through wasn't hard. I'm not saying what you have to deal with isn't or is easy or is... Again, I used to be triggered by people saying that I was in a victim mindset because I was in a victim mindset. And someone who's in a victim mindset would feel triggered by someone saying that, if that makes sense. And when you're living from a place of victim mindset, you're manifesting more of that into your reality. And I know I'm going to hurt people when I say that. And it's really hard because, like this healer card says, it says, do no hurt. And anytime I trigger someone, I feel bad. Anyway, so please just be aware that if you're feeling triggered by what I'm saying, I feel sad for triggering you, but the expression, the truth hurts. The truth does hurt. It's triggering. And the only reason I'm saying it is because Spirit made me. Anyway, I feel bad anytime I trigger anybody. It just breaks my heart that I've triggered someone. Again, my whole life people were like, you have such a big heart, you're so sensitive, you're too much, you shouldn't care so much. I've heard it my whole life. I'm working on it. I have no Kleenex, but that's okay. This reading is over anyway. So thank you, my soul tribe, for sitting with me and listening to me and being here. I love you all. I really wish I had a Kleenex. Hang on. Anyway, thank you for being here. You matter. You're lovely. Even if I triggered you, I'm sorry. Again, I don't want to trigger anyone for the wrong reasons. It's because if you're a light worker, you understand, like, it's about helping you. It's not about, I'm seeing a scene from a movie. Hang on. Gandalf, Bilbo. Sorry, that's how my brain works. I needed to identify what I was seeing. You know, when Gandalf is trying to help Bilbo and Bilbo snaps at Gandalf and Gandalf says, I'm not trying to take the ring. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you. That's how it feels. Anyway. And that's, I talked about Lord of the Rings, how I watched it recently, and I could really, I saw a comparison to, like, the ego death, where Gollum is, like, going between Smeagol and Gollum, and Gandalf was threatening that ego because he was going to take the ring, if that makes sense. Anyway, Gandalf wasn't trying to hurt Bilbo. He was just trying to help him. Anyway, I don't know what that has to do with anything. But before I go, I do want to get you some affirmations. I was going to go, and then I saw these affirmations. So let's get you some affirmations. Oh, it's your time to strike. Strike that match. Strike that match. Be original. Don't be scared of being bold. Ed Sheeran. Such as I am a precious gift. Zora Neale Hurston. I don't know who that is. You are beautiful. Embrace it. You are intelligent. Embrace it. You are powerful. Embrace it. Beautiful. Let's just get a few more. I gotta end with affirmations for you. So I'm going to take these and put them on the top because that was too many. You are worthy of love and happiness. Do your thing and don't care if they like it. I need to tattoo this on my head. Or maybe, you know, I'll just dangle it in front of my face so that I can remember. I am my own experience. I am my own work of art. Madonna. The other one was Tina Fey. And then we are gentler, more resilient, and more beautiful than any of us imagine. Mark Nepo, I don't know. And look, on the bottom, we have be you, do you, for you. We talked about it yesterday. And ride the energy of your own unique spirit. Beautiful. So, my unique spirit. I'm going to end it here. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to go blow my nose. Bye.